So let's start. Uh, so if I write like this means two is a number which is being multiplied 4 times. Alright, so exponent is what? A repeated multiplication of a number, of the same number, you can say. Repeated multiplication of the same number. So now, in this, as we have already discussed, 2 to the power 4, this 2 is called base and this 4 is called exponent. Alright, this we have already discussed, but still for some students I'm revising it. Now, the important part over here is operations. So just briefly I've explained. Together, 2 to the power 4 together is called exponential form. Alright, together 2 raised to the power 4. This is how we pronounce 2 raised to the power 4 and 2 raised to the power 4 together, we call it as exponential form. So these things to be kept in mind. This 2 is called the base and this small 4 is called the exponent, or the common thing which we use is the power. As you can see over here, the 2 is being multiplied 4 times. So the power indicates number of times, but repeated multiplication of a number. Alright. So now I hope you have understood. Let's move on to the operation part. So before operation, this is one more thing I want to discuss. It is not mandatory that the powers will always be positive. Sometimes the powers can also be negative. Like example, 2 raised to the power minus 2. Like this. As you can see, there's a negative sign. Before this, there was positive. If there's positive, no, not a problem. Now in the case of negative, you have to convert this negative power into positive power. So how do we do that? It's very simple. This 2, the number in the base, which is a base, is not alone actually. There's always 1 in denominator, as you know. Now when you convert this negative into positive, simply reciprocate this 2 by 1 to 1 by 2. Alright? Now when you do this, the power will be positive. So this is how we convert negative power into positive power. Alright? And then after that, if you have to solve, which means now as you can see in my particular sum, I have used a bracket and the square is over there. Alright? And then this 2 by 1, this 2 belongs to 1 also. 1 into 1 divided by this raised number of times. This 2 also you have to multiply 2 times. Okay? 2 into 2. So therefore, your answer is 1 into 1 is 1 and 2 into 2 is 4. So 1 by 4 is your answer. So please remember, in the case of negative power, how do we solve this? Right? It's not mandatory. It's only be a number like this 2. It could be 1 by 4, 2 by 3, 7 by 4. The concept is same for all the negative powers. Okay? So these 2 things are important before we start. Now another very important. How do we use the exponent? Exponent is basically a method to get the answer by easy method. This is an easy method. We can get the complicated, we can use the exponent to get the complicated answers in an easy way. Alright? So like this. So for that we need to know 3 laws. Another very important. There is law 1 which is called power law. Okay? And there is law 2 which is called quotient law, and number 3, law 3, there is law 3, the name is power law. Alright? Alright, so these 3 laws are to be kept in mind in order to solve, in order to operate the exponents. So just like integers, we operate positive, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. We also can use the same arithmetic concept over here. We have to do that with the help of these three laws. How? The first law says that, sorry, this is not power law, this is product law. Product law, quotient law, and power law. Alright? Now the product law says that, now when you are multiplying an exponential form with another exponential form, and if the base are same, you simply add the powers. That is a definition given in the book. With the help of example, it means this: 2 raised to the power 2, okay, one exponential form, multiplied by 2 raised to the power 3. As you can see, we are multiplying two exponential forms over here to one another. Now, if you didn't know the laws of exponent, you would have simply expanded this. 2 raised to the power 2 means 2 times, 2 into 2, and 2 we have to expand 3 times. So it's time consuming. But with the help of this law, it says that if the base are same, exponential form, if the base are same, and if you are multiplying, it is a law 1 product law. You need to simply add the powers like this. 2 raised to the power 2 plus 3. Therefore, your answer is 2 raised to the power 5. Okay, this is law 1. Next law is quotient law. A quotient law says that if you are dividing now, it's not just multiplying. In the case of division of exponential form, 2 raised to the power 3 divided by 2 raised to the power 2. What happened in this case? If you are dividing an exponential form and again the base are same, you simply need to subtract the powers. 2 raised to the power 3 minus 2. Okay? Which will give us 2 raised to the power 1. This is one you have to write. Okay? This is quotient law. If the base are same and if you are dividing in this case, subtract the powers. Base are same, exponential form. If you are multiplying, add the powers. Multiply, add. Divide, subtract. Okay? Now the third law is a little bit different than the two laws. Now sometimes you will have problems like this. 2 raised to the power 2 raised to the power, whole raised to the power 3. As you can see, this is like power to power. Power upon power. So when you have a situation like this, you will come across the problems in the exercise when you solve. This is the step you will reach. Now when you reach this, you have reached law 3. You can use law 3 over here. Law 3 says that when you have this kind of situation, you simply need to multiply the powers now. At times add, subtract, now multiply. So 2, 23, 6. This is the answer. Have you understood? I hope you have. The three laws, very important. Let me revise. Law 1, product law. Multiply, exponential form. Base are same, add the powers. Law 2, quotient law. Divide. In the case of division, the exponential form. And if the base are same, subtract the powers. Now, power to power, multiply the powers. These are the three laws to be kept in mind. Alright? I hope you have understood. Now I will use this law and try to solve some problems from your textbook. And then I'll do 3 sums, one easy, medium, and difficult ones. It will be a little bit time consuming. You have to be with me, alright? Okay. Exercise 2, question number 2. Okay, evaluate. They are saying 2 raised to the power 2 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 3. This is the first question. Evaluate, they are saying. Now we can use the laws of exponent. Before we use the laws, we have to keep in mind that the base should be same in order to use the two laws. Alright, as you can see, there are two exponential form and I'm multiplying and the base are same. I think this is law 1, product law. Now if the base are same, simply add the powers. In the case of multiplication, 2 raised to the power 2 plus 3, which will give us 2 raised to the power 5. This is the answer. You can leave your answer in exponential form. depending upon the question. If nothing is mentioned, leave your answer like this. If they are saying find the value, expand, and then you have, after this you have to expand 2 5 times and then get the final answer. Otherwise you can leave your answer like this. This was very easy. With the help of law 1, I could get the answer. Second question. Okay. 7 raised to the power minus 4 divided by 7 raised to the power minus 2. Alright? Now this is a little bit tricky sum. You have to make a decision very wisely over here. So, as you can see, two exponential form, 7 raised to the power minus 4, 7 raised to the power minus 2. Both are exponential form and we are dividing over here. I think we can use law 2 over here. Alright? Some people may argue, so why don't we convert this into positive powers? You are most welcome to do it. I'm not stopping you. But why don't we solve with step by step, with using the law 1 first? Let's see what happens. I don't know what will happen. Let's see. Quotient law, law 2. Law 2 says that if the base are same, in the case of division, subtract the powers. Let's subtract now. 7 raised to the power minus 4. Subtract the power minus, and the other number is minus 2. Please keep this inside the bracket. A number cannot have two signs. So I've mentioned in the class also, I've discussed this several times in the class. Please use the bracket properly. Now what happens in the next step? Very slowly I'll do 7 raised to the power minus 4. And if you open the bracket as in it means multiplication, yeah? So let's do the negative sign, ladies first, minus into minus, plus, and in front of the bracket there's always 1, yeah? 1 into 2, 2. So positive 2 you will get. There's a change in the sign over here. Now next, we are back in the chapter called integers. You have minus 4 and you have plus 2. How to do this? Minus and plus, I think subtraction, and the 4 is greater. Therefore your answer will also be negative. Yeah? And then you take away subtraction, take away 2 from 4, you will be left with 7 raised to the power minus 2. Alright? Now, see, now you can convert this into positive powers. You have 7 raised to the power minus 2, which can be converted into 1 by 7 whole bracket raised to the power 2. This is how we do. And then you can leave your answer like this, or else 1 divided by 7 into 7, or 1 into 1. 1 divided by 1 by 49 is your answer. Okay? So I hope you have understood this sum. I've done one easy, one moderate. Now I'll do a little bit difficult sum. Okay? Please be with me. Okay. Yes. Now we have minus 2 divided by 3. Okay. Inside the bracket you have power 3 and you have multiplication sign, and there's again minus 2 divided by 3. Inside the bracket you have minus 4, curly bracket, and there is minus 2. Okay, now this is a little bit tricky and it looks complicated, but it is not actually. It's very simple. Alright, now as the bottommost rule says that, open the brackets. Now there are two brackets. If there are many brackets, we always open the simple bracket. Yeah, we deal with the thing which is inside the curly bracket. Now over here, as you can see clearly that minus 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3, and there is minus 4 and 3. So some people might say, sir, there is minus 4, why don't we reciprocate and then make it into 3 by minus 2. If you do that, I don't know, you might get the answer, but things will be very difficult. But if I were you, I'd never do that, because I can see clearly the base are same and I am multiplying. I can use one of the laws that I have learned just now, that is law 1, product law. Okay, product law says that minus 2 by 3 to the raised to the power 2 minus 2 by 3 multiplication raised to the power minus 4. If you are multiplying in exponential form and the base are same, add the powers, let's do that. Okay, minus 2 by 3 remains as it is inside the curly bracket. Okay, then to the power 3, add the powers, plus inside the bracket now there is a sign already, and there is a curly bracket which covers this negative sign. Very slowly I am doing it. Lots of numbers, be very careful. Okay, now next, inside the curly bracket, I have not touched this curly bracket. I am copying as it is. I am just simply solving the inside part. So minus 2 by 3 to the power 3, open the bracket, again it means multiplication, plus into minus. Minus 1 into 4 is 4 and minus 2. Alright, from here I will do this side. Okay, again inside the curly bracket, minus 2 by 3, I'm not done. You have minus 4 and plus 3. Plus and minus, subtraction. So I need to subtract, and the number is 4 is greater than 3. So therefore your answer will be negative, and you take away, you will be left with 1 over here. Therefore your power will be minus 1, and do not forget there is a curly bracket, and outside there is another sign of power which is minus 2. As you can see, I have simplified and merged this into 2 into 1. Alright? Now the next step. I said in the law 3, I said you will come across power law. As you can see clearly, power to power. You will come across, I said that time. So now we have reached over here. So when you have this kind of situation, it's very simple. Law 3 says that multiply the powers. Let's do that. Simple bracket form, minus 1 into minus 2. Okay? You will be left with curly bracket, minus 2 by 3, curly bracket, minus into minus plus, 2 into 1 is 2. So you are left with minus 2 by 3, minus 2 by 3. Okay, then after that what happens? Simply expand, open the bracket. Now see, this 2 belongs to minus 2 also, this 2 belongs to 3 also. This is what I was talking about. So minus 2 into minus 2 divided by 3 into 3. To give us minus and minus plus, 22 is 4, 23 is 9. Therefore your answer is 4 by 9. So this is how we operate the exponential form. And it's very, very helpful. As you can see, the bigger numbers, lots of bigger numbers with negative powers, with the help of exponents, we could do it very easily. So this method, this chapter is very important to understand, and in senior classes also it will be very, very beneficial to get the answers for the complicated sums. Okay. Now, I've done 3 sums from a textbook randomly I've selected, and there are many more sums. So I will be doing another part of the video. This is part 1 video. Okay, please watch part 2 video also. And if there's any problem, still if you have any problem, please message me, and then we can always discuss and then get the answer. Alright, thank you, and please watch part 2.